Dice. Rolls. Dragons. Trolls. Adventurous.
Wait,
it does the 0, 0.
Wait. What'd you get?
Does the 0, 0.
0, 0 is 100, yeah.
Yeah, so should I start from 0 then?
No, you should start at 100.
Oh.
That's insane.
Okay.
So we're rolling all of our dice just for everybody.
135.
I did pretty good. I got over 100 too.
Nice.
I got 104.
Nice.
So I don't know what that means.
We're just rolling for fun, doing math. I don't know.
Everybody loves doing math.
Well, no, I don't think that's true.
It's actually very not true.
Yeah.
As someone who also hates math. Anyway, welcome to Adventurous.
Yeah.
We have decided to start rolling every single one of our dice at the beginning of the session to see how it's going to go. I'm not really sure.
I feel like over 100 is really good.
So we got both over 100?
Yeah.
So this session is going to go awesome.
Yay.
Huzzah. Welcome back to another episode of this show. We're going to jump back into the story of Kea and what's been going on in Briarport with her buddy Beryl.
And tying up a certain half-orc spy with Never-Ending Yarn.
That's right. We'll talk about the recap here in a second. And I don't think there's anything else to go. So without further ado, are you ready?
Yes, that was weirdly formal.
Welcome to Deadventurous. All right. Last time on the show, Kea. Sorry. I lost my spot in my notes. Last time we were here, Kea found herself zooming across the sky to Briarport, and you had to fight a dragon along the way with your new buddy Beryl, who is a little bit of an ex-pirate / rummager.
She has a gun in her sink.
She does have a gun in her sink, and she also has a lab where she makes potions of varying types.
Alchemical experiments,
yes,
if you want to be fancy.
Didn't she tell you a little bit about the potion you got from Maude's cache?
It's an invisibility potion.
Huzzah!
Or invisibility paste,
So it makes you wonder, why do they need invisibility potions, Kea? No one knows. Anyway, you had to deal with the dragon, and then you finally got some rest. When you woke up in the town of Briarport, you and Beryl decided to set out to try to figure out what happened to Maude. She wasn't at Retail Ruins, but there was word that maybe she had come here. You made your way down into town without Flibbit, and you decided that you were going to sneak aboard a bloodhound ship.
I met a captain named Skrick.
You did.
I
yes.
was spying on him.
Yeah, you saw that the bloodhound ship was loading up supplies. It was gearing up, ready to go. They said they were going to embark this evening, and you snuck aboard, and you snuck into the captain's quarters.
Infiltration.
And infiltrated. Flibbit joined you and terrified you partway through.
His stealth.
What are we doing here, Kea?
I went...
Yeah. And you found a list of names on it. A bunch of the names were crossed out, but some of the remaining names were people you recognized. Maude was on there. Beryl was on there. Theodora was on there. And so that was something that was interesting. You stole the list, almost were caught by Skrick.
I hid on top of his wardrobe.
Yeah, you hid on top of the wardrobe, and Flibbit flew outside, and then you were able to make it back into town. You talked with some kids. You played...
I met a cute little Eric Cocker girl named Tally who showed me her lunchbox.
Yep, Tally was there, and you found out that her mom runs the Hawkbeak Inn. Her name was Fiona. You also managed to take a nap in a tree. When you did that, you overheard a conversation from some bloodhounds that were trying to follow you. You had been a point of interest. They didn't know that you snuck on their ship.
But I was nearby.
You were nearby.
And got in their way accidentally because I was too focused on staring at anemones.
That's right. You were being a unsuccessful, nosy spy.
Yeah.
Anyway, you finally made it to the Hawk Beak Inn where you met up with Beryl. You guys discussed different things, and you realized that she had a room in that very inn. You went up there to search it out, and when you walked in, it was ransacked, and there was a guy inside, a half-orc, bloodhound, looking for information about Maude. You guys beat him up. Basically, you trapped him in some enchanted balls of yarn, and you interrogated him, and he told you that they didn't have Maude. They didn't know where Maude was, and they were looking for her to get to her cache, but the room had already been ransacked when he showed up.
Yeah.
Right?
He showed up just before I did.
Yep. You basically tied him up, threatened him, and sent him on his merry way. Told him to send a message to Scrick to stay away from your friends. Which, as far as this guy concerned, is probably just Beryl and Maude, because he didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
And kind of, that's where we are now. Oh, wait. And right at the end, you found a secret compartment.
With a little note.
With a little note in it from Maude. And it was just a map. It was nothing special. But it was a little, map that showed her pathway to Briarport and then back to Retail Ruins. But there was a note above it that said, trap observed, reevaluate. And that's kind of where we are now.
Yeah.
With Beryl, I believe the last thing Beryl said was, crud.
Yeah. Yeah. The last thing she said was crud.
Okay.
And that's where we ended the episode.
And so that's where we are now. You're standing in this room with Beryl, and night has come. You guys were getting some food, and you were getting a free room from Fiona for helping out with these bloodhounds coming into her establishment.
Mm-hmm. I think I look over the map again, look at Beryl, look at the map again, do a classic movie, double take.
The double take, yeah.
And I say, so she's not missing?
I don't know. I guess you think she would have contacted us, though.
Yeah, I mean...
If something was wrong, she has ways of contacting me. I don't know why.
She contacted us both. Remember?
Yeah.
Trap bloodhounds.
I haven't been able to get a hold of her.
Did you get the full message? I only got staticky words.
No, I don't have a way. I don't communicate with her like that. We have a different method.
Mm. Okay.
And she pulls out a different device. And it's got a little screen on it.
Oh.
And on the screen is a little, almost like a text from Maude. And she shows you. And it basically just says, contract to Retail Ruins, period. Looking for artifact, period. Trap observed, period. And then a bunch of letters and symbols and stuff like something went wrong.
Oh.
Yep.
Or she texted Beryl, but I have a feeling that's not
something else happened. And so you see that, yeah. So she's like, yeah, she told me there was a trap. I didn't know what to make of it. I made my way to Retail Ruins, and that's where I found you.
Okay. So we both have very little information from Maude.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is Flibbit here?
Yeah. Flibbit's, he was with you guys. So
yeah.
We'll say that he's floating around the room looking at stuff.
I say, when I went to Retail Ruins, when me and Flibbit went to Retail Ruins, there was a lamp, a surged artifact, that was shining off. It was very close to the door, like it had been brought there. But there's a bunch of surge scarabs that were there waiting for me, and they ambushed me and Flibbit. So maybe that was what the trap was, except the Maude wasn't there.
So you guys triggered the trap that was meant for Maude?
I think so.
Who would want to trap her if it wasn't the Bloodhounds?
If it wasn't the Bloodhounds?
I mean, they said they didn't have her. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, do you think that lamp's important?
I mean, I felt the surged stuff from it, so yeah, but the surge scarabs are there.
When I found you, you were lying outside the building on the floor.
Outside the building?
Yeah, right outside the building. I showed up, and you and your floaty buddy over there were passed out, and I didn't see any of these scarabs nearby at all.
I was inside when they bit me.
You were inside the The scrape?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, all I know is I saw you, and Theodora had contacted me and told me you were who I was looking for. And so I grabbed you and moved on. I didn't see any evidence of Maude, and I figured you'd have some answers. So, do you think we ought to go back?
Maybe. Yeah, I think we should go back. But maybe try to not take the same route.
Oh, don't worry. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Sorry, that was my Back to the Future. Because of Maude's.
Do you have a home reactor on that airship?
The flux capacitor. yeah.
2008.
The airship and whatnot. Anyway.
The expected future that has not arrived yet.
That's right. And she goes, well, we can fly in, maybe. We can approach it differently. I don't know.
I was hoping that there might be like a back door or something, because if the trap is set for the main door.
Yeah, we could. I mean, I could help you out. We could go in there and get it.
Yeah. The
other thing is, well, we shouldn't leave tonight, first of all. We should wait until morning.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to do, we were talking about Greta and her shop.
Oh, yeah. Greta's, that Goods Enough store. I just don't trust Carl.
Carl, man.
He's the guy that works there. He just seems so, like, intentionally incompetent.
Yeah, that's a real thing in life. She goes, well, I mean, I know Greta. We could ask her. I don't know if there's a related thing at all.
She's still alive, hopefully?
I think so. I just
know that her shop burned down.
I know, and I just got back into town too, remember? But I know where she might be if you want to.
Yeah, I want to go.
Because
in the morning, maybe.
Well, or we could go tonight.
Maybe go tonight?
Okay.
What time is it currently?
It's like dinner time.
Oh, yeah.
You guys had some,
if it was like
I think
midnight,
you had some
then I probably
delicious
wouldn't go,
food,
but
I believe.
Yeah. I had a fish, and Beryl boiled her own lobster.
That's right. She did boil her own lobster. So she goes, look, Greta, she used to run all the water features in the town, the fountain and all that stuff. And there's a hatch near the fountain.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I didn't go inside, but I thought I didn't see anybody. I didn't know. I thought
you saw a ladder going down and you didn't see anything, but you only peeked through a little hole.
I didn't go inside.
Okay, yeah. I'm thinking that if something happened to her shop, she felt like she was in trouble, that she'd go down there.
Okay.
There's a facility down there.
Oh, okay.
There's like rooms and stuff.
Oh.
And the bloodhounds might not know about it.
Okay. Yeah. We can go tonight. We just have to make sure that we're not being followed.
All right. And you guys start heading out. You make your way over back towards the city park, which is where you saw all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so as you are approaching the city park, it's pretty dark outside. There's firelight and everything going on. And then there's that fountain in the distance that's the earlier in the day you saw spewing up water.
Yeah.
And it had a pool around it and all that, right?
Yeah.
Is currently not spewing up water. And you notice that there's a small group of people around there, including a couple bloodhounds.
Oh. But not all of them are bloodhounds?
No. But there's a couple there, and it looks like they're looking at the fountain.
Are there any trees close enough to that to be within earshot?
I mean, not really. No.
Okay.
Flibbit comes up to you and he's like, what's the plan here, Kea? Are we planning to sneak down into the fountain facility?
Let's listen to what the crowd has to say.
Okay,
first.
so you guys walk up.
I walk up, but I want to find a pocket of crowd that is like as far away from the bloodhound as possible.
Okay, so you and Beryl make your way over, and why don't you make a stealth check? A stealth to hide in plain sight. 6.
Natural.
You start walking up. Oh, you got a nat 1?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have a +5.
That's
stealth.
a little different than just a 6.
Yeah. I got a 6 with pluses.
I see. I thought you rolled a 6.
Nope.
You start going over that direction, and you're aiming for a crowd pocket. You're aiming for, this opening to maybe go listen in. And
as you're feeling like you're about to get into the crowd, you hear a, "Hey, you there!" And you turn and look, and there is a little goblin captain with a big silly captain's hat pointing at you and saying, "That's her! Get her!" And you see a bunch of the bloodhounds that were over by the fountain turn towards you guys and raise their weapons and start heading your way.
I say, "Me?
Yeah.
Get me? What? I don't know you."
And you look over by Skrick, and there is a guy still bound up in enchanted ball of yarn that can't be broken, gesturing with his head towards your direction.
I told you. Okay, fine, that's part of my fault, but still.
Beryl looks at you, and she goes, "Get down there. Figure out what you need from Greta. Do it sneakily. I'll distract him." And she is going to sprint forward and tackle the two guys that were near the fountain. And the crowd starts going crazy, and there's a big commotion, and there's kind of this opportunity for you to sneak and slip in to the fountain.
Okay. I think I go over and dash into the crowd of confused people and try to go over to the hatch.
Yeah. Distract and confuse them.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead and do that, and you can roll it at advantage.
Stealth?
You can roll it at advantage because of all the chaos that Beryl is causing.
Okay. 15?
15. My guy's only got a 12. So you manage to duck through the crowd, dodge back and forth. There's chaos happening, and you run over to the backside of the fountain where you saw that access hatch. And as you are slipping down, you peek over at Beryl. She's knocked these two guys over, and she pulls something out of her belt pouch, and she throws it down on the ground, and the whole area explodes into like a foggy mist cloud of smoke. Yeah, she has a smoke bomb.
Of course she does.
And
she's an ex-pirate. Of course she has a smoke bomb.
Ex-pirate alchemist. And she there's so much chaos happening. You hear Skrick yelling, and you're able to slip down unnoticed.
I close the hatch.
You close the hatch slow. As you close the hatch, you had to kind of stand on a ladder to get in there. And there's a ladder that goes down to a platform with a panel on the wall. And that's kind of what you saw before.
Yeah.
So you clamber down the ladder a little bit. It's all metal. Everything in here is metal. There's a metal grate flooring, and there's different pipes everywhere. Bunch of pipes. And some of them are rumbling a little bit, like they have water going through them. There's drips going on. There's valves. Very steampunk-esque fountain setup, right?
Is the panel a panel of buttons, or is the panel...
No, it's a panel of, like, valves.
Oh.
It's like a manifold of valves.
Oh.
And you'll notice that there's little notes on a lot of them. And maybe something that you didn't notice before because you hadn't seen it. But it says, like, Hawkbeak Inn and Greta's gear and all this stuff. And there's pipes running that way.
Oh.
Greta was providing
water
to the town.
Oh.
And she had somehow this ability to do so. You get that slight sensation of past world tech down here. Not surged artifacts, but just you can tell that this is past world tech.
And is the pipe to the fountain closed?
You go ahead and make an investigation check.
16?
16? Yeah, you start looking down the list. You get to the thing at the bottom where it says Park Fountain. And the valves that's there is actually missing the handle.
Oh. And
it almost looks like there's steam or like malfunction happening at the valve itself.
Oh.
And it as you look down, you'll see that the valve is on the ground beneath the panel, broken off.
Oh, broken off? I pick it up and try to fit it back on.
Yeah, you try to fit it back on, and it's almost like the central piece that goes onto that valve is busted.
Okay.
Something's not there. Can you make a perception check for me?
I don't like that. 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Okay. All you hear is the chaos from what's happening upstairs, up above you.
I'm going to die now, aren't I?
I don't know why you would think that.
Because you made me make a perception check in a dark and assumed unoccupied room.
Well, it's a small room. There's nothing in here, which is weird because of what Beryl told you.
That she's... So there's a panel on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a line around it, like a it's attached to the wall?
The panel?
Yeah.
It's attached to the wall.
Is it like nailed in?
It's probably screwed or bolted in.
Screwed in. Is there an unscrewed side?
Well, I don't know.
Or 3 sides?
I don't know what you're going for.
Like it's possibly a door?
Oh, like the panel itself is a door?
Yeah.
No, but make an investigation check on the panel for me, and you can do it with advantage because you were already on a track that is interesting to me.
13.
You remember what Beryl said. She said there was a facility down here, and Greta would go here to hide. Well, it doesn't make sense that she would just be down in a tiny room.
Yeah.
The people would find her. And so you start looking at the panel and all the valves, and you start looking at it, and you see the one that says Greta's gear, right?
Yeah.
And then you see Hawkbeak Inn. And then the panel is full of all the different houses and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then near the bottom, you see another one that says Greta's gear. And then it keeps going on. So there's 2 Greta's gears valves.
Do they both have pipes going somewhere?
Yes.
I turned the first one.
You turn the first one, nothing happens. You close it up, you can see the pipe stops shuttering. It stopped providing water.
Is the other pipe also shuttering?
Mm-hmm.
I turn it off.
So you go to turn it off, and you stop the pressure, and the panel wall, because you're on the right track.
Yes.
No longer has pressure holding it there, and it slides open.
Aha.
And as it slides open, you see a metal walkway going deeper into this facility. You're not very far underground. In fact, I would say that as you go, you probably walked over some grates in the cobblestone area, kind of like a storm drain.
Oh.
And so as you're walking along, you can hear the chaos upstairs of like another smoke bomb going off and Beryl laughing and maybe some flintlock shots fired off in the air, that kind of thing.
Can I close the door behind me?
Yeah, you notice on the inside there's another valve. You turn it, it pressurizes and closes the door once more.
Cling! I'm gonna walk down. Is there doors on the side of this?
There's no doors. It's a long pathway, and at the very end, the metal steps start going down.
I walk carefully along this pathway. I would want to walk slowly. Are there any grates that would allow someone peering down to see me?
Yes, but very rarely, very periodically.
Okay. I think I walk slowly down while trying to stay, like walking fast where the grates are.
Okay.
But walking slowly.
So, I will say you don't have to roll for that because no one's really paying attention to the grates.
Yeah.
When all this chaos is happening up top. Okay. You are moving along and you start making your way down these steps, right? Every step you take, it's kind of hard to stay completely stealthy. Your claws, everything. They kind of clank as you go down these steps, and the whole stairwell kind of.
Can I retract my claws?
You can retract your claws enough, but like everything's just kind of creaky and old. But you start making your way down, and as you go down, you come to this first little platform, probably about 30 feet down from the walkway above.
Yeah.
And you actually see a bedroll. You see a little cook stove thing. You see some water, and you basically see the remnants of somebody who was living here.
Oh. Does it seem recently used?
Make a survival or perception check.
My perception is the best of all of those. So I got an 18.
18? Yeah, it seems like somebody has been here. There's probably a half-eaten sandwich on there that is wrapped back up in some paper, and the bed even looks like it was made.
Oh.
So this is relatively recent.
Okay.
And then beyond the camp is another aisleway, another walkway that goes deeper in. You feel like you're starting to head towards the ocean a little bit.
Yeah.
But underground.
Okay. I like look at the recently used campsite and think to myself, I don't like this. Is Flibbit with me at all?
Yes.
Yes?
Sorry. Flibbit is totally with you.
Is he doing the stealth song?
No, I think right now I think he's learned a little bit that's not super helpful. And so you look over and Flibbit is inspecting the sandwich as he does. And he is unwrapping it from the paper. And
Don't.
What do you mean?
I mean, if somebody lives down here, they probably don't want their sandwich eaten.
Perhaps you are correct, Kea. I apologize, but I was curious about the flavor of said sandwich.
Okay, fine. You can take one bite.
Wonderful. And he reaches down and he picks it up and he uses his tentacles to take a bite of sandwich. And he goes, "Your human food is quite fascinating. Sorry, your humanoid food is quite fascinating."
I say, as long as it's a fish sandwich, I like it.
No, this is not fish. It seems to be made of vegetables.
Oh. Interesting.
Yep, super. Why are we here, Kea?
We're trying to find Greta.
Okay, and Beryl said there was a facility down here. So.
I think this is the facility.
Okay, well, I suppose we should carry on. And he wraps the sandwich back up in paper.
I look. I think to myself again, this is recently used. I don't like this. If she's not in the crowd, she's down here somewhere. Mm-hmm. And so I think I go for it. Are there still grates, or is it deep enough down now?
Down here now, you've lost sight of the grates, and you're just heading deeper into this facility.
Okay.
Probably bigger than you would have expected, but you start heading down this walkway, and there's another stairwell going down. So you're going down a little deeper, and there's just pipes everywhere down here. A lot of them are not in use.
Yeah.
But there's big pipes, there's little pipes, there's gauges and things like that. You keep walking past the stuff, and it's kind of like it's lively down here in a way. There's the noise of the steam and everything going on. And so what Greta's done down here is pretty impressive in terms of, you can see a bunch of rerouted pipes. You can see a bunch of patches and fixes. It seems like this is an old world thing that she is repurposing.
Cool. I think I go down the steps, still trying to be stealthy.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
That is a 13.
A 13? Okay. You make your way down the steps, you get to another platform, and you can see that the hallway goes, and there's an archway leading into a bigger room. What you notice upon stepping down there, though, is that room is full of steam, like the room itself.
Oh.
And you hear this loud steam hiss. And you hear a grunt of pain in there, and you hear the clattering of metal, and something is happening in that room.
I think I stay low to the ground.
Flibbit gets down low with you.
And I, crawl on all fours into the room.
Crawl on all fours into the room?
I'm prowling.
You're prowling. Oh, okay, like a prowl. Okay, go ahead and make me one more stealth check.
It's finally a good roll. That is 18.
Okay, so with that, and you start creeping into the room. You're down low, and, heat rises, steam rises a little bit. It's thicker up high, but down here, down low, near the bottom of this room, the floor is still grating, but underneath you is just pipes and stuff like that.
Oh.
And you notice through the fog, through the steam, maybe 40 feet into this big room, you see the little feet of a dwarf moving around. And at first you're thinking she's just moving around, but then you see the feet of a pipe beast scraper, and you can see that they seem to be in combat. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Am I still hidden?
You are, but I want to see about what's going on
21.
in the meantime. All right. Kind of humorously, correctly, Kea goes first. You see this creature, just the feet. It's hard. It's obscured vision in here. You can't see far enough through the steam. But you can see the feet of a dwarf and a scraper, and they seem to be battling about 40 feet away. You can hear it a little bit over the steam hiss. You hear and then an attack, and then that kind of thing.
Okay. Would it be possible to shoot at this, where the direction of the scraper feet, to figure out
you're going to be
where,
at disadvantage.
Yeah, to figure out where I want to try. I want to try to go.
To figure out, just to see if you can fire off a shot?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say you lay down get your vision as low as you can and then fire off a shot. But yes, it would be at disadvantage.
Oh, I hate that.
What?
13.
What'd you get originally?
I got, my original was the lowest one, which was a 5. And my second one was a 19.
Dang it. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit. And you hear your arrow launch, and it sails through, and you hear somebody go, "Oh, what the heck?" And then the arrow collides with the back wall.
Oh. Clang!
Yep. Do you want to move in? You can't see right now, but it's your turn.
I'm going to go forward my 30 feet.
Okay.
So I'm about like 10 feet away from this.
Okay, so you start moving in. As you get about 20 feet away, you are able to start making out shapes.
Okay.
You can see this little dwarf woman, stocky. She is geared up in rummager gear.
Oh.
And you see a thing, a creature, 2 legs, 2 arms, seeming to be made out of pipes and a big valve on his chest, and steam coming out of his mouth, ears. About her size.
So he's really angry.
Yeah, and it's about her size, a pretty decently sized scraper, and they seem to be locked in combat. So at 20 feet, you can now see them.
Okay.
How close do you want to get, or do you want to stay about there?
Probably stay about the 20 feet.
Okay. And you stay about there. The way that the battle is laid out, this must be Greta, but she's facing away from you.
Okay.
And the scraper looks over her shoulder towards you, and it is now its turn. Greta's there, you're there, Flibbit's there. It is going to rear back and release its steam scream.
Steam scream?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I have fun with this stuff. And so the valve on its chest spins really quick, and you hear this like big buildup of steam, and then like a tea kettle going off, a high pitched like whistle, and hot steam shoots out towards you guys. Can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Ew, okay.
As a cone of steam energy comes your way.
20. Non-natural.
Okay, 20 for you. Unfortunately for Greta, she rolled a 1.
Oh.
But you're still going to take... Or no, you dodge... Wait. No, yeah, you're still taking half damage of this.
Oh, even with my 20?
Even with the 20. You succeeded, but it's still half damage. So you take a whopping 4 damage, but Greta takes 8.
Oh.
And Flibbit. I need to roll for Flibbit. Oh, Flibbit with the nat 20 only takes 4 as well.
Wait, what's his plus?
Only a +1.
Oh, 21. Hey, 21 is still pretty good.
Yeah, he did good.
I'm a steamy cat.
And I think you yelp in pain, Flibbit yelps in pain, and Greta yelps in pain, and then it's her turn, and she looks behind you, and she goes, "Hi, who are you?"
I'll tell you afterward. After the fight, because we're locked in combat.
Yeah, but you can just say who you can just tell her you're a friend or something like that. I'll tell you after fight. So are you going to help? Are you implying that you're going to help her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a friend. I'll tell you more afterward, after the combat.
That's all I need. And she lunges in an attack against this guy. You see that Greta pulls out a big wrench.
Ooh.
Like a big pipe wrench that she's using as a weapon. And she has in her other hand like a shield. And she goes and she just whacks into this thing, hitting it, and one of its pipes, flies off. And it is now coming around to Flibbit's turn. I think Flibbit will move into where you are, see what's happening, and go, "Ah!" And then do his standard launch stench spray at the bad guy.
Does it mix with the steam?
It just becomes grosser. I don't know. It doesn't work, so he got an 8, but I suppose we'll never know.
Well.
We are coming back around. It is your turn.
Now I can see the
You can see it. It's all it's very close, though. You're not going to be able to get very far away. But yes, you can see it. It's this crazy golem beast, etc.
I am going to rush forward the 20 feet.
Nice.
And I'm going to go, whoocha! and I'm going to try to hit him twice.
Okay.
My short swords.
Wacha flew. All right, so you rush forward, pull out your short swords, and you slash into this metallic beast. Go ahead and make your rolls.
I assume I make a ting noise.
Yep, you do.
First of all, does 19 hit?
Definitely hits.
Yay.
You hear that classic ting, but of satisfaction as you hit this guy, knocking off some of its body parts.
I get that 8 damage for the first one.
8 damage for the first one.
And, I'm assuming a 25 also hits.
It does, but you don't have a ton of damage on your offhand.
No. Oh, well, they're the same.
Oh, okay.
Which is 7 damage.
Big damage, all right. Nice job. So you rush forward. Greta looks up at you. Or maybe you guys are... She's probably about the same height as you.
Yeah.
Maybe a little shorter. Oh, thanks, kid.
You're welcome.
We'll deal with this thing, and then we can chat. Unfortunately, it is the scraper's turn because you rushed in. Unless you want to do a bonus action or anything?
I believe those 2 were my action and bonus action.
Oh, you're right. But
yeah.
Okay, you run up, you dash in there, you slash good, you knock a bunch of pipes off the thing. It looks at both of you guys, and the valve closes on its chest. And instead of the steam attack that it did, its whole upper torso starts spinning. And it holds out its arms. And it just does like a spinning attack. This is
spinning metal.
That's just me flavoring a multi-attack.
Spinning metal would hurt.
Okay, so on you, it's a 15.
For which one?
To hit you.
That hits.
Okay, and for Greta, it hit as well. So you and Greta both are going to take 8 damage as a spinning pipe high speed spins, and he moves towards you, and it hits you in the side, and you feel it hit your chest a little bit.
Ow!
And Greta goes, "Oi!" and does the same thing, and the whole thing slows down and stops spinning anymore.
Is it still in the same spot?
Yeah, you guys got close to do melee.
Okay,
so yeah, it's Flibbit's turn. Flibbit, how are you getting kind of hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are? Okay.
I'm less than half.
Okay, Flibbit's going to go, Kea, here! And he's going to cast his Cure Wounds on you.
Oh.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong dice. Would have been really great to get 19 health, but that's a D20.
No.
What is it? Hey, you got 7 of your health back.
That's good.
Yeah, he did good.
That
He
was
just
good.
did that at first level. He's level 3. Okay, back up to your turn.
I'm going to would putting on my golden watch of speed take an action?
I mean, it's already on, so if you're just activating it.
I'm activating it.
Yeah. That's basically it.
Foo-ching.
Okay, so you activate your Watch of Speed, which is essentially a Cloak of Displacement in terms of the way it works.
Yeah.
And so now you appear to be vibrating almost like you're the Flash, and there's multiple images of you.
Attacks against me have disadvantage.
Yes. For the time being, attacks against you have disadvantage.
Would that have...
That would have been that's like a bonus action.
Okay, so I can just do one attack.
Yes.
I activate it, ding, and then I go, whatcha?
Okay.
Slashy, 19.
19 hits.
And 7 damage.
Nice. You guys are doing good.
Mm-hmm.
That was your turn. It is now the Scraper's turn once more. He's done his 2 big attacks. He's just going to take a normal attack against you, but it's at disadvantage. I don't even need to roll twice.
Oh.
I rolled in that one.
Oh.
So, yep.
Nope.
Yeah, so I will say one of his arms starts, the pipe, opens up, and you see a little steam coming out, and he goes to, punch at you with a steam arm, and the steam builds up too much, and the pipe just falls off of his arm.
Oh, wow.
And it's not smart enough to move or do anything, so it's Greta's turn. You see her spin around, attack with her pipe once more. Hits with a 14. Greta lays into this thing. She rears her pipe back and knocks another big chunk of it. This thing's starting to look pretty defeated, in terms of...
Ooh.
Excuse me. Pretty beat up. I think Flibbit probably just try to do his standard stench spray because You are healed up currently, and it did not hit you, so he's feeling good about that.
He's feeling good about being scared.
But he is not feeling good about his attack. Maybe it's the steam. Maybe it's the fact that he's Flibbit and he's going, ugh! He rolled also a nat 1. And so his tentacles go out, and he goes to shoot a stench spray, and I think he just ends up launching himself the wrong direction, going, oh no! And it's your turn again.
Okay.
This thing is looking pretty beat up.
I'm going to go, woocha, woocha. Slicey slice.
Okay, go ahead and do double attack.
Because I basically have nothing else to do because he's too close for me to use my bow. First attack does a 14 hit.
Just hits.
Yes.
That is its armor.
And another 7 damage.
Okay.
And then
Still up, but barely.
I'm... Yeah, that doesn't hit.
That one doesn't hit?
Nope. I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 2. This is barely hanging on. We're going to go to its turn. It is going to roll to see if it gets its steam scream back. It does not. You're lucky. So it goes for just a normal attack on you once more.
Disadvantage.
Oh my gosh. I just rolled a third nat 1 in a row. I rolled 1 for her first attack. Flibbit got a 1, and I just rolled another nat 1.
Wow.
Yep. So
You don't even need to roll.
it don't matter. And I'm going to say with that, if Greta hits at all, she's going to take this thing out because he only has 2 health left. And she hits. You look as Greta, she spins her wrench. She sees this thing try to attack you and miss once more. And she goes, ha, fool. And she spins her wrench around and she takes it and pops it in the head. And the whole thing crumbles to bits.
Is the steam still going?
The steam is still going, but what you see Greta, this dwarf, she reaches down and she pops the valve off of this thing, this creature.
Oh.
And she runs over to a section in the wall and she shoves it in there and she closes up this valve. She attaches it to a pipe, squeak, 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 closes it up, and the steam starts to level out.
I say, nice job.
Hey, thanks. Do I know you?
I don't believe we've met,
Okay.
but I've heard of you.
Oh, well, thanks for the help. I didn't think I would need it. I didn't think there'd be anything down here.
I honestly didn't think that either.
And she sheathes her wrench into like a tool belt, and she comes over and she goes, "My name's Greta.
Kea.
Nice to meet you. Oh, boy, what a day."
I heard your shop got...
And her whole face like falls, and she goes, "Yeah, it burned down a couple days ago.
Have you been down here since?
Yeah, I didn't want the bloodhounds to find me. They were after my stuff."
Oh, yeah. They're currently outside, but they're being
Wait,
distracted.
how'd you get down here?
Through the hatch?
Through the hat? You figured out my secret entrance?
I figured since there were 2 Greta's gear things and they were both on, that there should only be one, and so I turned them.
That's very smart of you.
Thanks.
Hey, you're a pretty smart kid. Anyway, so the bloodhounds are out there still, though?
Yeah, but they're occupied, let's say.
All right. Occupied. I like that. Well, what can I do for you?
I was hoping you might have some information on why the bloodhounds were specifically burned down your shop.
I can't prove that they actually are the ones that burned it down. It happened when I was sleeping, but they've tried to intimidate me out of that spot for a while. They were trying to build their new shop. I disagreed.
Do you know Carl at all?
Yeah, Carl. He's my third cousin twice removed.
He's working at Goods Enough.
Yeah, I know. They offered him a job. He ain't very smart.
I could tell that. He kept telling me his name was Carl, even though he said it about 5 times.
Yep. Yeah. He ain't the brightest bulb in the light bulb bin.
What's a light bulb?
Good point. Look, they've been trying to intimidate me out of that spot for a while. I disagreed. I can't prove they burned my shop down, but it seems like awfully coincidental. I've just been down here waiting for them to leave. I think the ship's supposed to leave tonight.
Yeah, it is. They were loading supplies on the dock.
Probably took a bunch of my gear too before the fire started. I can't prove that, but
I can.
You can.
I pour out the list.
Okay, so you pull out the list and you kind of give her the rundown.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "They're targeting past world tech shops?"
I think so, yeah.
Trying to corner the market.
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
I don't know much about corporate,
Me neither.
workings, but yeah.
Man, that's as evil as it gets. Well, I'm just me, so I don't know that I could do anything about it, but how'd you know to find me down here?
Beryl. Beryl said that if your shop burned down, then she'd know where you'd go because you managed
Beryl's
this.
back in town?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's, the distraction.
That sounds like Beryl. All right.
She has smoke bombs.
Yes, she does. And she's like, that's funny that Beryl's back in town. I just ran into Maude a couple days ago.
Did she tell you where she was going?
Maude?
Yeah, Maude.
Yeah, she came talking to me, a few days ago, right after my shop burned down. She came telling me about some sort of past world item contract she was on.
Yeah, about that. Did she tell you that she thought there were complications with that?
Yeah, she said, what did she say? She said something about she was unsure about the retail ruins. She said that there was something going on. I don't know, she came asking me about some sort of surged items.
Yeah, she and me have been searching for those, and we found them, and her job was to go to retail ruins, but she didn't come back.
So these items are some sort of extra special powerful past world tech?
Yeah. I've already gotten 2 of them. Me and Maude have already gotten 2 of them, and her job was to go to retail ruins to get another one, but...
And Greta, you see her kind of like sit there and think for a second. She's like thumbing the top of her pipe wrench. And she goes, yeah, she mentioned something. She said she was trying to figure out why they were important and why everybody seemed to be trying to get after them. I don't know. I told her that I had a powerful item like that once.
But was it by perchance a lamp?
No.
No?
It was a baseball cap. It was like a hat.
Oh.
I sold it to a
hat?
collector in Athon years ago, though.
Okay. Okay. So you sold it. She might... Oh. And Kea also sits down and fingers her short sword.
Okay.
And says, oh. Flibbit, do you know what this means?
I have completely and absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Tell me, please.
That means that she might have gone to Athon. She might not be missing.
But why wouldn't she keep contacting us, though?
Maybe something went wrong in Athon. But she might have...
And Greta looks up and she goes, and she seemed real nervous. She kept looking over her shoulder. She kept talking about, not being safe. And yeah, she definitely seemed a little off from the last time I saw her. So maybe somebody was following her. Maybe she was worried about something.
The Bloodhounds?
I don't know.
They were following me.
I thought she said something about a trap, but I didn't quite catch.
A trap? Did she say where the trap was?
No. When she first came into town, she was talking about retail ruins, and I thought she said something about a trap, but I can't quite remember.
So I was right. So the retail ruins lamp is a trap. Okay. And I think I stand up and say, I'm gonna go check up. I'm gonna go check upstairs.
Okay, Greta looks at you and she goes, well, what did Beryl do to distract him? And do you want me to come up there with you, or what's going on?
Yeah, come up with me. Like I said, she has smoke bombs and a pistol.
All right, well, that worries me a little bit. I don't want her fighting on my account. And so she
didn't seem to be necessarily in trouble. She was laughing.
Greta chuckles and she goes, yeah, that sounds like Beryl. All right, let's go. And you guys start making your way up out of the tunnels, out of the facility. And as you get to that top...
Does she grab her sandwich?
Yeah, we'll say along the way she grabs her sandwich and she looks down at it and there's a bite missing. And she looks over at you.
Wasn't me.
And she rolls an insight check and gets an 18 on Flibbit.
and her eyes narrow, and Flibbit's just like whistling and looking away, and she eats the rest of the sandwich. And then you guys start making it up to that panel wall. Right as you get up there to that panel wall, you hear a very, very loud explosion. Boom! And you feel it
Rumble through.
reverberate
Oh, yeah.
throughout the floor. Everything rumbles in here. Some of the pipes open up a little bit and steam starts shooting out. And this massive explosion. And you and Greta rush through. And
I say, that's bad.
that's bad. And you peek up and you get out of the vent and you notice nobody's in the park anymore. Everything's missing. Or no one's here at all. And you climb out of the park vent and you kind of sneak down. You look down the fountain and you look down towards the dockside wharf. And down at the end, you can see there is just a massive fire and explosion of crates that were being loaded up onto the deck of the Bloodhound ship. And you can just see like total chaos throughout the town.
I say, yep, that sounds like Beryl.
Yeah, and Greta goes, that is one heck of a distraction. And that's where we'll end our session.
Wow.
Yep. And
hey, you got an expired alchemist.
yep, she knows what she's doing. Okay, so that's where we're going to end it for this week. We'll continue on with the story and what's going on with all this stuff.
And
happening.
explosions.
And explosions, and what did Beryl do? I was going to say something, but I forgot. Yeah, so that's all for this week. Thank you all for joining us. Hopefully you had a good time on our silly
Steam adventure.
Steam adventure, yes. And fighting different scrapers in different places.
I fought Scraper.
You did. Yes, you used your powers of blade attacks.
Yep. I am wondering at some point if the fountain bird will become a Scraper.
The fountain bird?
Yeah.
The statue? Maybe. We'll never know. We'll say that as you came back up to the water was pouring again, and you felt like the statue looked at you. I'm just kidding. All right, thank you all for joining us. Check us out on social media. Follow us, like us, review us, all that good stuff.
Review us?
Yeah, review us. Review our podcast.
Not review us.
dadventurouspodcast@gmail.com for your questions, all that sort of good stuff. Thank you all for joining us.
And we'll see you next time on Dadventurous. Boy.